Hi, I'm Beth with TB Properties Buys Land, and this is part 2 of a discussion on selling your land by yourself. So, do you need to have a realtor in order to sell your vacant land? If the property is in your name, then no, you can sell it by owner. People do this all the time. We discussed in the last video. Okay, it's really important, first of all, to make sure that you have a good, clear title. Okay, so if this is inherited property and the property is not in your name, it would behoove you to make sure that that is properly in your name and title is fixed. There's no clouds in that chain of title before you go and list your property. Otherwise, that could scare off some buyers. So I would get that fixed first of all. Another thing that you want to check is probably when was the last time the property was surveyed? How far back was that? A lot of land buyers are going to want to make sure there's a survey on file. It's up to date and the corners are flagged. One, they know what they're getting. It's just a safer way for them to purchase the property. Two, a lot of title companies will require you to supply or pay for a survey of the property in order to close and provide title insurance on the transaction. And three, having those corners flagged in that survey process, it allows potential buyers to be able to walk your property and know exactly where that property lays. Okay, so those are a couple of things that you want to take care of early on. So, when it comes to marketing your property, what's going to sell you when it comes to buying a piece of land, right? It's the pictures, it's video. So make sure if it's you getting out there that you get some really amazing pictures of your property. It helps if you can get drone footage. That way people can see kind of an aerial view of the area. A video is even better. They get a kind of like a tour type of your property, but good pictures are going to sell your property. So make sure if you can't do that yourself, that you hire a good photographer in order to help you, get those pictures out there. So there's a lot of great ways to market your property. Last time we talked about putting on the MLS. You don't have to have a realtor to put on the MLS. There's ways around that. Also, Facebook Marketplace is another place. But a lot of really good land buyers you're going to find in some of these land websites. They specifically target land buyers, okay? And there's a cost to that. It's not cheap because this is a really good source of leads. But you can go ahead and oftentimes pay for a subscription for one property on there. But the question you've got to ask yourself is how long is it going to take you to sell your property? And so how much is that going to cost you a month in terms of that subscription cost? And oftentimes you're looking at a couple different land sites in order to get your property out there. So I would definitely recommend putting your property on the MLS. Facebook Marketplace is a potential option. You're going to get a lot of leads out there, but there's going to be a lot that you have to weed through. Your best source of leads are going to be some of these land-only subscription sites. And so those are great to check out, but there is a substantial cost to that, and it is a recurring cost depending on how long it takes to sell your property. And then once you got your property it's pending sale, sometimes you want to keep that up anyway because if that sale falls through. Okay, so those are things to think about. You're going to get a lot of questions. Like I said in the first video, make sure you're prepared with answers before you list your property because you don't want to appear like you don't know anything about the property. You want to be able to answer these questions swiftly and make sure that they're accurate. That's really important that your answers are accurate to their questions. Okay, you don't want to come across as scammy. I know it's your property, you're selling your own property, but people are always weary of scams. And so they want to make sure that you're in a close with a title company. They want to make sure that you've got a contract. They want to make sure that you answer the questions appropriately. They're going to want to make sure that there's a survey that's recent, that all these check boxes are marked because that way they feel safe and secure in buying property directly from you. Again, like I mentioned last time, if you don't want to go through that process, there is an easy and quick way to do that. Here at TB Properties Buys Land, we are real estate investors, so we buy your property for cash. We have a contract. You don't have to come up with that on your own. It's a simple one-pager, and we close to a title company. So we would send you that contract. You take a look at it. It's real simple. It tells you the date, how much we're paying for it. We're covering all the closing costs. It spells out what those closing factors are, and that we're covering every single one of them. And And it's easy. Again, we go through title, we pay in cash, there's no loans. We can close probably within 3 to 4 weeks nowadays through the title company. But again, reach out to us if you have questions. You absolutely can sell your property on your own. It is, an option. Just make sure that you follow some of those steps and think about those things before marketing your property. If it's been out there for a while and you're not having any luck and you're ready to sell it, quickly, we're here. So hope this answers some questions. Hope it helps you in the sale of your property, and we look forward to hearing from you. Thanks again.